Good afternoon. It is. Sorry, I got my OBS mirror thing down here. It is summer in England, and it is pissing with rain outside. It's dark, gloomy. I can't have the lights on because if I have the lights on, I go all warp like in OBS. So yeah, lights are off. Hey Julia. So lights are off, and it makes like the refresh rate weird. Anyway, okay, yeah. So it's pretty bleak here in sunny England on this weekend. In fact, on this weekday. In fact, it's such crappy weather that the only cat I have remaining, she's like just behind the table. She knows she's been talked about. And she doesn't know what to do with herself. She doesn't want to go outside because it's shitty weather. So she just sat there, a bit confused. Keeps asking for food because she thinks that, like, what else is she gonna do? I don't blame her. Anyway, today my plan is to progressively enhance a static website so that all the navigation happens on the client side. I really like Eleventy for a static site generator. I never really got into Gatsby, actually. Not a big fan of kind of all the crud that's required just to build a static website. I quite like Next. If you follow my stuff, you'll know that. But let's get into it. So the plan is to do it in a progressive enhancement way. So this is a little website I've been like tinkering away at. It's kind of a hey Walden Pond, hello again. Thanks for coming back. So this is a website that's just like tutorial how to use JQ, which I use a lot for web developers, basically. And I've just been kind of writing at my own time, obviously. And it's an Eleventy website. So it looks like this. So this is just, let's bump this font up a little bit. So I've got some markdown files in the source. So you can see, nice markdown, a little bit of a, was it front matter? Oh, my cat has just ventured outside. She's just like, fuck this. I think she's going to sit. She's got really long fur, so she just sits in the rain until it like leaks into her body. And then she comes back like it's wet. Anyway, so yeah, it generates all this content. There is a base layout, this thing, which is not a big deal, really. And it just builds up a navigation bar, and then you've got the content here. But one thing I wanted to do was to make it so that when I clicked, it kind of felt really responsive. I think I've just gotten too used to like Next-based websites where it's all client-side navigation. But obviously I wanted it to still work if you actually type in URL, and you can see it's not finished. This is I've been kind of tinkering on it for a while. At weekends where I'm like, I must write something, and then I'm like, I don't know what to write. Anyway, so just to get an idea of what it looks like when we're doing navigation, let's slow down the network. Just been on fast 3G for a minute. So if we, if I just click, there's a bit of waiting. It's not a big deal, but I want the link to instantly change. And I want it to look like it's doing something, and I want it to happen in the browser. So yeah, that's the plan. I reckon it's doable, assuming my CPU doesn't fucking die, as per usual. So the nice thing about Eleventy is that I've got this content here, and I can create another template that reuses the same content, but makes JSON files. So the plan is the site the static output from Eleventy generates a directory per Markdown file and creates a file called index.html, which kind of mashes up the layout that I'm using and the actual content. Inside that same directory, I'm going to put index.json, which is going to be a bit of JSON data for this thing. So all it will have is the title and the actual body content. So in here, I'm going to call it, I don't know, yeah, JSON.njnunchuk. And then what I need is a pagination, which I always get the syntax wrong for. So you can just copy and paste that one. There you go, pagination, and this is what I want here. Okay, so I've just copied and pasted that. The data is going to be all of the articles, so I have an 11t config file. We don't need navigation for the minute. So I've created a collection which is everything, I guess. I can't remember how you do all. Well, anyway, I mean, it's collection.articles, right? So collection. Oh, is it collection or collections? Collection. Yes, the article. Then the article. And right, I'll come on to size. This is important. I'll come back to size in a second, though. And then we want. I'm going to use a thing called alias, which allows me to kind of alias each individual post or article to. What am I going to call it? Articles. Not some HTML. Yep. That's building something. I can see I've got a background thing. It's building something, but I don't know where it's going. There we go. That's where it's gone. Okay, so it's made an HTML file with nothing in it. That makes sense. Permalink is going to be. Let's do JSON.json. Maybe pages.json. Let's see what that's going to do. And let's put something here. Here be dragons. So, oh, there we go. Something's happened. So you can see this. The directory I've got highlighted on the left-hand side is the output that Levity has made, and it's not really called it. What did they call it? It's made a bunch of things called 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not really what I was going for. Maybe I got the permalink syntax wrong. This thing I don't understand. Was it like a bunch of when they interview, they do kind of interview tests and so on, and they don't want you to search for the answer? Surely being able to search is a key prerequisite on being able to do anything with code, right? I think maybe we can do articles 0.url index.json. That didn't work. I can see in the background. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kill the background task and then just bring it to the foreground. The 11t build process. Should I turn the music up a bit and we can hear that while I'm waiting for the CPU. All right, npm run dev. Ooh, looks like 11t took a big shit in my code. Missing comma between flow collection entries. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Let's go back to collections. Sure, there's like permalink here. Mapping. Oh, here we go. Let's start with that. So we got. Fuck it. Let's just start with that, right? Permalink. Index.json. Nope. Okay, so make JSON. Do that. All right, that loaded. Let's just tuck that away. Let's have a look at what we got. What do we have? I think maybe we should delete that, because 11t doesn't destroy its website every time you run. So I'm used to I used to use Harp before, which would completely destroy the website first and then like rebuild it every time. Okay, so it's done something here. We've got why is it not still calling it index.html, which is not what I want. I mean, that says index.json, right? I very much doubt it, but here, I can't imagine it's doing any checking. That would be bananas. No, it's not making a difference. Okay. I know that my blog does it, so I'm just going to head over to my blog. Oh no, my blog doesn't use 11t. Wait, ffconf uses 11t. It's under left logic. Let's go there. I got new coffee today. It's not good. Oh god, that's horrible. But it's warm. I'm sure one of these files makes JSON. As one of them does a feed, I'm sure. In the articles, yeah, there's a feed. RSS, here we go. It's the... Oh, indenting. Oh, wait, yeah. Should that be back? Like that? David Dawns, thank you. You win a thumbs up. Look at you nailing it. Cool. Thank you. Right, okay, cool. So now we've got JSON files. Cool. Okay, so I didn't really want to call it that. I wanted to call it... I want to put it in the article. So I think... So what happens is you get article as a variable, and we can make that go here. I think you have to access it like that, and then dot URL. No. Did that work? That didn't work. It doesn't like dot URL. No. See, the errors are really... Well, here it's saying the YAML's fucked. So I'm sure it, like, this thing is broken. I very much doubt that's valid. No. So again, I think I might have done it. So my RSS for ffconf basically puts all the articles in a single file, so the pagination doesn't have a size. Because this has size 1, it puts... I tell you what, we can probably just dump it in there. It puts the article... it generates one per element. So let's do... let's go back to, what was it, JSON slash pagination dot page number. Oops, I think that was it. Oh, fuck, that wasn't it. Oh, I don't like this. Oh my god. Oh, fuck's sakes. Oh, okay, right, I like that. So let's have a look at what's actually in those files. So site JSON. Ugh. I think maybe we should blow away the JSON directory and start that one again because it's getting rather confused. Let's go again. Sweet, nothing in there. Okay, that's not good, is it? That's supposed to alias, but it doesn't like that. It's kind of doing a dot title, data dot title. Don't think that. Oh wait, here we go. Okay. Oh. Safe. Ah, okay, this is good. Okay, so article is the individual. I thought it was an array. Article, and then this will be URL. Did that work? Yeah, it looked like it worked. Okay, let's delete this. This is coding by error. And if you don't get any errors, it means that it worked. And if you nope, don't need that bit. That didn't work. What did it put in there? It kind of worked, didn't it? So it doesn't mind that. All right, which you could do. It made, so we've got command line, which is that directory. And we have JSON, which we just, that's what we want. But if I get rid of the begin, maybe just leave the slash. Ooh, what do we have now? Ah, sweet. Okay, so I'm looking over, I guess my video's small, but like in the corner here. So I've got index.html, index.json. Cool, okay, right, this is starting to come together. Let's tuck this away again. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is, guess this could be title. And this will be, we want content, article.content. So what do we have? Not the content, okay. So we need to look at the variables that are exposed by 11t, which are in here somewhere? I kind of wish 11t had search. Template content, there we go, that's what we want. The HTML for the template content. So. Ah, there we go. All right, that looks good. Okay, cool. So we've got we've now got every markdown file is available as like a raw JSON file, which is just like the bare bones. Okay, that's cool. All right, that now works. Okay, so going back to our website, what we want to happen is when I click on one of these links, instead of actually doing the full page navigation, I'm going to go and do an XHR request for the JSON file, pop it in there. So the base uses this file called runner, which is actually just index. Nope, can't find it apparently. It is in there. It's literally driving rain outside. It's like fucking diagonal gradient rain. So messed up. Okay, so the contents of this code right now, it does a couple of things, but they're pretty minor in terms of what's going on here. It's all pure JavaScript, as in without a JavaScript library. What it does is, I wanted this website, as you read it, you could actually kind of run the code, the JQ code. So, you know, here's an example of a map using JavaScript. And you're like, this is how you do a map using JQ, and you click on run, and it will spit the content out. So this is the mapping. So that does this with this little bit of code. So it adds a data source of commits, which is a selector. Down here, I've got a script tag with the raw JSON, and JQ runs inside of the browser a fully WASM version, runs in a browser, runs that query against this, and then runs in a browser. So that what I'm trying to say is that is what Runner does. So the first thing it does is actually try to create the workerized version of the WASM script, and when it's loaded, it then runs that live code runner, which basically just looks for pre-tags or code tags with that language. So anyway, what we want to do now is we're going to do function hook nav, and actually let's call it hook links because we're going to expand it beyond the navigation. So hook links, and we're going to do, so I want to grab these links, and I like doing this, so nav, A, okay, but so we're going to need our const $$ equals s array dot from document dot query selector all s. Okay, so that is what $$ in the console actually is. So that means we can do a for each on the node list that comes back. And I think I've actually got the same thing here. So I can just remove this and change it to $. And I think I'm doing the same thing for $. Yeah, I want to nick that and make that $. So we're going to have const $$ equals s. There you go. Yeah. Right. Okay, so we're going to do const links equals, we'll start off with the nav, so nav A, and then we'll do links dot for each link, and we're going to do link dot add event listener click, anonymous function for the time being. Well, as in, sorry, not anonymous, but no argument is what I mean. I'm going to say, oh no, we do need the argument because we want to prevent a click-through. So we're going to do event.prevent default. So if we just make that happen on load, you see my CPU spiking as usual. Okay, it's just OBS going a bit hairy. Is it alright? That's okay. And literally my screen gets bright when I put a bright bit of text in front of me. Or my face rather gets bright. Okay, so no errors, that's good. So if I click on these links, nothing happens because I've put the event prevent default, so we can see that as well. If I hover event listeners, that's the click event handler I just added. Cool. Okay. So the next task is to let's do fetch link dot path name. I don't know what the path name is going to be. Let's have a look. I'm just going to pop this out to the right hand side actually because I prefer it. Oh no, I didn't do that on purpose because I wanted to be able to see the navigation. Okay, right. Let's grab that link. So nice DevTools trick. Current selected element $0 in the console. So $0.pathname is /running. Cool. So what we're going to do is element.pathname and like plus index.json. So we're going to grab that URL. Okay, so fetch index.json then res.json then data, and we're going to do we are going to grab that main DOM node and just slap all the HTML in. Okay, so that's called content. I don't think there's anything inside of it. Nope, it's not. So we're going to do $.content, probably be a bit more specific, main content. There you go. Direct descendant, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Dot inner HTML equals data dot content. See if that works. Oh, cool. Okay, that works. I mean, that's the beginning. It's not finished, but so here we've got a couple of problems. If you scroll, kind of leaves me in a bit of a weird place. The navigation isn't updating, so I want to show correct URL, and actually the URL is wrong as well. So, okay, let's make those small changes, those small fixes. I think also the title is wrong. Yeah, so let's do the document title. So document dot title equals data dot title. I passed. We're doing all right. Let's see if it works. Yep. Okay. So what I'm looking at is the right at the top of the bar, making sure that that's been updated. That does work. So next, I want to select that link. Now, there's a kind of a question as to whether or not. Well, let's do it before we do the fetch. Links.forEach. No. Actually, we'll start with the for each, but there's a little trick that I can do here. Link, I think the parent element has the selected class. Yeah, okay, so dot parent node, parent node. You know, my cat's come back in, she's like, fuck that. Let's just by the back door, hoping it might calm down. Class list, remove selected. Okay, let's check that works. Yep, that works. Okay, and then we're going to do. I'm going to combine these, but I'm doing it like this to kind of make it a bit contrived. So we're going to filter link. Or I guess actually, get out of my way. We could do if link dot path name is equal to. Wait, no, I'm going to get in trouble here. Oh, okay. Let's change. So my variable name, I was going to do link.pathname equals link.pathname, but that's going to make them all link pathname. So obviously you're going to get in trouble. I guess I can do it here. But yeah, I need to rename this variable to navlink. You can see the problem there. Okay. In fact, that probably works. All right. Yeah. Okay. And the one problem I've got here is that the demos don't run anymore. But this live code runner, I can just rerun it once this has happened. Okay. Let's get rid of the console for a minute. Querying data, that. Oh, yep, that worked. I don't know why there's no run there. There should be. Okay, let's just do a hard refresh. We've got a problem here. When I did a hard refresh, we went back to the other page, but we'll fix that in a moment. And if I go to a different, I think there's only a few of them that do. Yeah, the scrolling is a problem still. But yeah, the live code running still works. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the scrolling, let's fix the scrolling next. So window.scroll 200 would normally be a way of doing this, right? So let's give that a try. Scroll down, querying data, kind of moved it, but didn't work. It's because this is in an let me put that at the bottom actually. The reason it didn't move is because this block here is in we've got an overflow scroll. So yeah, this is the thing we need to scroll at the top. If I put the console over to the right hand side and I change the link, then that moves me back up to the top correctly, and actually we can check the network to make sure that we are doing a kind of inline update. Go down to the bottom, as in a client-side update. Yeah, so you can see index.json is being requested. And it scrolls the whole window up, but When we have it in a desktop view, it doesn't, because we're working with like a scrollable area here. So I think it might be this bit that we need to scroll back up. So I'm just going to put this in a variable, content container. Let's put this up in here, const container equals that. I'm going to do container dot scroll to 0, 0. That hopefully does it. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, so let's just check. So, where's the container? There it is. Nope. Content, there we go. So what I'm going to do is check what happens when I scroll. So I'm going to use one of these live expressions, $0 dot scroll top. Okay, that's not changing, and that's not the thing that's actually scrolling. What is it that's scrolling? Main, maybe? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, because I'm watching $0 as well, it's updating in real time, so it's pretty handy. Just to kind of have a quick look. So we want the main element to scroll up, which I guess we could do parent node. I mean, that works. Let's get rid of that. Cool. Okay. That's kind of working already pretty well. Got a problem here where we hit refresh, it fucks up. It just goes back to where it was. So let's fix that by... Let's do a push state. So window.history.push state. Yeah, push state. Data, nothing ever. Title, nothing ever. And URL is a link.pathname. I think. Yeah? Well, I mean, link.href, I guess is fine. Okay, so we're on the command line, refresh. We're on the command line, it's cool. So, now, a couple more problems. The first one is, right, I'm using my keyboard cursor, and I'm going to hold down Command Shift to open filter and map in a new window, and it doesn't work, and failed. So, bad set perf. I'll come, David. I'll come back to your question about the perf of scroll top. So I've got this post that I did about failing the anchor, and there's one important thing. If you are holding anything on the keyboard and you're kind of overwriting the click handler, you need to make sure that you ignore it if the user is kind of doing Control or Shift or anything. So up here we're going to do if event key, shift key or anything like that, then let's ignore the request. So I can now do holding down Command Shift and clicking, opens up the right URL, and it has navigated me here. Okay, so your question, David's question was about keeping the scroll top. I think firstly, if we add a watch here and do window.scroll top, scroll Y, fuck's sakes, we get 0, and actually, like that, the whole time that I'm in this view, it doesn't move. So I can't remember if .scroll to 0, 0 is like a null op. You might still get this once you push state, but hang on, sorry, I'm reading Japrood's comment. You might still get this once you get the push state, but do you want to support restoring a scroll position back to navigation? On back, so I'll come back to back in a second. As in, so the browser natively supports kind of where you scrolled up to when you go back, which is nice. I'm not sure we can do that, or it might be overkill, but it certainly it's worth considering. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. But we do need to fix the back button. Because look, because I've been using push state, the browser does things but doesn't go anywhere. So we need to fix that. And we can test, so we can just briefly test. Let's undock into, oh shit, I've completely lost the window. Here we go. So if I do set interval and then just fire that every, I don't know, 100 milliseconds, and then run a performance profile on that, because it's running the whole time, we can check if it's actually doing anything. Pretty sure it doesn't cause a reflow event. That will be the concern, right? So here we can see our timer has fired, and yeah, it hasn't triggered any kind of reflows or anything like that, which is it's worth checking. I was pretty sure it was a null op, like a no op, as in just doesn't do anything. But yeah, it's doing nothing. It's not causing any kind of redrawing or anything like that. There's literally nothing's happened at all. It's just fired and gone. Nothing to do. Not going to do it. Okay, right. So, no, I don't say bother, but some people read navigation back forward because. Well, it's only 23 minutes. I mean, we're doing all right. We've only got a few problems to solve, like what happens if fetch isn't in the browser. What happens when the user goes back. And then anything else we can find. So I tweeted this, I quite like this. You can do .then res set new promise resolve set timeout resolve res 5 seconds. So here I am doing a forced like delay, if that makes sense. So this is going to wait 5 seconds before it actually gives the content back to my resolver. Resolver, that's the wrong word. Then function, whatever. So if I click on mapping, the URL has changed, which is good. As a user, I'm like, what's happening? And then it eventually loads. So if I clicked on that and then hit refresh, it would load up the right page. So the thing I want to point out is that I've clicked, it showed me where I'm going, the URL is updated, but the content hasn't, which is fine if there's like a latency in network. And if I hit refresh, it loads up the right page if I become impatient. But it'd be nice to kind of add a little class to say we're loading. So I'm just going to do that. Class list.add loading. Shush music, you've gone over the top now. I think the load runner can be the last thing we do because it's the least, like it can wait. Remove loading, and then I'm gonna add a loading class. Fuck. So this kind of time I would use DevTools as well. I would just like create a new class here, dot loading, and then just opacity 0.5, and here where the class filter is, you can add loading. Yeah, okay, so 3, it's alright. Yep, just grab that, stick that in our, I'm sure I've got like content somewhere. Oh, here we go. And loading, cool. Okay, so now we've got a bit of UI. What did I just click on? Oh, the same thing. Oh shit, okay. This is a nice one actually. If I've clicked on a link that's already active, we don't want to do anything. Yeah, so this would be useful for transactions. Because I'm doing this entirely without any kind of framework help. I know Vue.js has some really nice kind of transitions built in that you can just kind of go make this slide off the page and reappear. At the moment, it's just kind of going data. which I'm kind of okay with. I mean, we could probably fade it in. Like, you could do more kind of class work here, so you could add another class saying content's ready, which completely fades it out, and then fade it back in quickly. So there's potential for cool effects. Let's get rid of this this bit for the second. I want to fix the clicking of the same link. I don't want it to flash like that. So I keep clicking on it and it keeps loading it. So we don't need to, we want like a null op. Again, another kind of null op if the link's the same. So I'm going to do if link.pathname equals window.location.pathname, then return. Cool. Okay, that fixed that. I mean, yeah. Yep, and the shift, because I've got my like let the browser deal with native click functionality right at the top. Anything I do afterwards is fine. So don't follow links that are loaded. Okay. I mean, you could also cache. Huh. David, however the code. I'll put this into a gist, and I'll post it in the comments. I'll just literally copy it and dump it in a gist quickly, so you can pinch it as you please. What's the? So we've got links working. We've got a bit loading effect. Back button. Okay, so window.add event listener. Do we just do on pop state equals? Let's just do a control location.pathname. Oops. Fuck. Location.pathname. Just so we can see it. Oh man, CPU. OBS is 110%, and Chrome for a second was 100%, of course. Right, so we're going to click around a little bit. I'm going to click back, forward, back. Okay, so we've got this path, and actually the process would be to kind of stick in a gist, and I'll pull it up, the code that you're trying to share with me. This path name, I can reuse it. Instead of actually saying what would we click on, we want to say load this URL. So we're going to strip some of this code out and put it in its own function. Load content, path name. Let's just do that quickly. Oh, 15 minutes. Come on, we can do this. We've got this. Right. So probably want most of that code. Yeah, let's grab that. Put that in there. We don't need that. We don't need that. We do need that. We could probably get away with just putting path name in there. But we don't want to do it on push state. And in fact, we don't want to do push state at all there, do we? Of course not. So I'll come back to that in a second. Path name. Containers missing. And containers not even used in the other one. So let's put that. Actually, containers never going to move. So let's make this like root level variable. And links. Let's have a look at links. So that's used in both, but again, that's not going to change once the page is loaded. So let's make that a root level variable as well. Okay. Let's move push state out and put that into here. And this is what link.pathname. And then we're going to do load content link.pathname. Not sure what I've just done. Okay, that shit does not work. Let's go to... Let's close all this lot and then start again. Close all, runner. Okay, where are we? Click the link. Link.pathname, link.pathname, okay, it's good. Step in. Fuck's sakes, I managed to choose exactly the same one. Right, querying data, okay. Step in. Step in. Ah! So the bug here is I'm doing a push state. I'm doing the push state when I click on the link, which is here. And then inside this low content, it's saying, does it match? And it does match because we just did a push state. So we want to do that here. There you go. Right, so path name, let's make that a variable. Const path name equals link.pathname. Fuck it, let's do some destruction. No, protect. Max, necessary to protect against racing conditions. Oh, if the user keeps clicking go like over and over again. Is that what you mean? Yeah. So this line should actually protect against it. So because we immediately push state, the location path name becomes the same as the actual link, and it means if I just keep clicking it, let's play this. If you look at the network requests, if breakpoint, I'm just gonna. I'll tell you what. I'll put that pause back in. Let's put the pause back in. Say the network's going slow, right? So I'm just gonna make the font a little bit smaller on my dev tool so you can see it. And now I'm just gonna click a lot. So I'm clicking the whole time now. And even like you get one request, so there's no potential for race conditions or race on requests, which is quite nice. And it's literally just that one line. Well, it's literally just this one line combined with this second line here. Yeah, so it's kind of, I mean, utterly unintentional, but it works. Right, okay, so we've got this load content function, and we're going to do on pop state load content. Let's see if that works. Running, let's click through this, and let's go back. Sweet, and you can see the requests happening down here. And I mean, arguably, you could cache this as a promise. Not sure what the right way of doing it is, but it could be done. I'm sure you can, like, you could hash. Well, not even hash a request. You could hash a request because you can call then on promises over and over again. Like you could just return. You could store that in like a lookup. Well, anyway, something. It's not important at this point. On top of which, I've got disable cache. These will be cached with 304s, and it will be minified and all that jazz. So, all right. Okay, so back button works. Forward button works. Looking cool. Oh, these links don't work. So we've got a link here. Command line usage, queryify. It's doing a hard reload. So we should be able to do that using the same code. So instead of just the links, we could do all the links on the page. We could check. I only want to hook links that are on the same origin. So I don't like here. It's going off to JQ term. I don't think that. Yeah. So I don't want to hook those links. But I could say if link.origin is equal to window.location.origin or not equal to, is probably a better way. So we do an early exit, return, so nothing happens. and then we would have to do. We'd have to rerun hook links here, but we wouldn't want to re-hook links that we'd already hooked. Like if we have any footer links or anything like that. So let's just check that works. Querying. I have no idea if that works. In fact, let's put our lazy waiting thing in there because that shows that it actually does work. I think there's some more links at the bottom here. Here we go. Nope, that went to the real URL. Why didn't that go to that one? Hook links. I assume these still work. Oh no, I've broken that. Oh, sod. Let's just stick a breakpoint. Let's have a look. Oh, there's literally an error. Oh, you plum. $. There you go. Okay, so how to run a command line. So I'm going to click this in-page link, and I expect to see an AJAX request. Yep, 404. Okay, all right, this is good. So the request went to, you see, command line index, and that's because what page were you looking at? Command line. Because the link hasn't got a slash at the end. So I don't want to go and try and put all the slashes at the end. Let's just fix this in here. We're going to say let path name equals this if not path name dot ends with slash path name plus equals slash. Should fix that. No? Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. It works. Okay. Yep, that's looking good. I suspect there's a problem here, though. Because we called hook links again, I think that if we look at one of these links, we're going to see... Yeah, see, there's two click handlers, and we don't want that. It's bad. So what we're going to do is link.dataset.hooked equals true. And we're going to just do if dataset hooked return. So these are now hooked. So we should see $0.dataset.hooked true. And if we click on this, selection moves down. It's loading it. Takes 5 seconds. Does a request. Okay, that's looking good. Let's check $0 still, and let's check the event handlers. Yeah, okay, so we've got one event handler. That's good. The run code works. We're almost there. I know we're missing a couple of slice and dice. That is a dead URL that doesn't even exist at the moment. It's a 404, so that's not a valid one. If I refresh, you can see it's completely dead. Alright, let's get rid of that delay. There's one big problem here that I've got with this code. And that is support. Alright, so I'm using class list, dataset, fetch, anything else that's important? Ends with. So I'm going to head off to polyfill.io and create my bundle, and we're going to do what have we got? I mean, arguably we should include like .for each. Right, ends with string ends with fetch class list dataset is there. I've got a feeling I use append as well in the other code. I do. So I should grab that. And that will give me a nice little polyfill script. And what I'm also going to do is add async defer to that. If we check that in Chrome, we get an empty file because Chrome has all of those bits of tech. If we have an old browser that doesn't have fetch, for instance, we'll get the fetch polyfill and so on. I should probably double check like what target browser I'm looking at. I'm probably thinking kind of IE11 and upwards, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not using anything else that is outside of IE11's capabilities. I'm pretty sure QSA is in IE11. So that is done, I think. So we've got 57 minutes. Not bad. We've got client-side rendering. We've got a little bit of visual feedback. We've got support for if the network breaks or if the code breaks for whatever reason. We've got progressive enhancement. So, oh yeah, 3 minutes scroll restoration. Fuck, right, let's see if we can do this. So, is it see? There you go, it's alright. 3 minutes. Okay, so, oh, you literally want to scroll it back to the same point. See, I'm not sure you'd want to do that. Because if you click on a... Oh, do you want to only do that if you go right after push state? Navigate back. Pop. Oh, so when you're scrolling, you add... No. What? No, wait. I'm not sure I follow. So if I go here and then go back, so if I was over here and go to map and then go back, you would expect it to go back. It would restore the scroll position of the previous page you're on. So when I navigate, I want to capture the scroll position. Okay, let's try that. Let's add that in. Scroll positions. Oh, you're semicolons. You're one of those. And when I navigate, I think before... You're saying do it after the push state. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. Before you load the content, you mean. That's what you mean. Okay. But I guess, actually, it should be in low content, not... in low content because we want it for the back button as well, right? I think. But what if... Oh, no. Let's put it in... Let's put it in here. See, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. We've got 1 minute. Okay, fuck it. Right, so when you're scrolling, you... I don't understand this bit. The container... Oh, that... You mean when you restore the content? Like here? So instead of this one, where's your... So you navigate back. Oh, fuck. It is defined, it's right there. Oh. Last scroll top, last scroll top. I think I'm hosing your idea, Jap Rude. Let's see what happens. Okay, so scroll down a bit. Click. Go back. Forward. That kind of works. Not sure it works. I guess forward's kind of a weird one, isn't it? So let's Alright, start from the beginning. So I go forward. Right, I'm gonna read this. Cool. Yep. Great. Okay, how to run the command line. Cool. 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 Next steps. Cool. Okay, so I go back. Back. It doesn't handle forward, which is understandable. I mean, arguably, that like scroll positions might be in a hash, an object where you put in the URL that they are scrolled into because it's not a massive site. But still, pretty cool. Let's just dump this in a gist. And then I'll give you a link to that, and we are done for the day. Twitch session ISOD. Yeah, I'll tell you what. It should probably go. Should probably go into the push state. Wherever it, like this, where I put null here in the data. Maybe that should go in there. But anyway, that's the gist for the code. Enjoy, help yourself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week when the weather in England will be fucking apocalyptical. Apocalyptical. Wet. Alright. Cheers. Thanks. Bye bye. And the button.